welcome to back to my channel. I've had a really freaking hectic weekend. First, my face was all swollen because I got a freaking tooth infection. So I woke up this morning and this whole eyelid was swollen right over. It's coming down now. It's starting to go away. So I'm back in business here. I was gonna miss my first episode, but I said fuck that. I'm gonna record with a swollen face or not, I don't care. And then I just went to start my episode and my freaking lights that I use blew, and there's something wrong with the thing that turns them off and on. So this will be my first dark episode. I'm just gonna get comfy here. And I only have 7 movies. A couple of these I didn't actually watch because I've been really busy this weekend. So I didn't really have a lot of time to watch anything. I watched 4 of the 7, but the other 3 I've seen so many times that they didn't need a rewatch anyway. So I'm going to start out here with Jaws 2 from on 4K here. So happy they just announced a Jaws 3 and Jaws The Revenge to come out on 4K in separate movies. I didn't want to get the pack and then my 2 that I already have are garbage. It's kind of silly. So I'm really happy to get that. Now, this second movie, I've seen it a few times, and I just watched it actually 2 days ago, and I find it a little too slow. Like, I know the first one's slow too, but I just feel like the first one's build-up is so much better. I know this is hard to compare to the first Jaws movie. It's kind of ridiculous, but it is a good follow-up sequel to one of the all-time greatest movies, which it's hard to do, obviously. But I find it a little too boring in the first 3 quarters, pretty much. I would probably give Jaws 2 like a 3, maybe a 3.5, because the finale of the movie is good. I enjoy what they do there. I find it pretty interesting. But yeah, this 4K comes just fucking stacked with a lot of bonus features, a couple hours worth actually. I watched all those too. But yeah, Jaws 2. Obviously, you gotta add it to your collection, especially if you're a fan of shark movies, because you can't miss out on the big beasts. What do I got? What else do I got here? This next one, this is one I threw in because I've seen it already 100 times, and then I've also watched this 4K already, and that's the original Matrix. And this is a beautiful 4K kind of movie that's kind of meant for 4K. Sorry. Comes with the Blu-ray and the 4K. Stacks of bonus features and the alternate artwork on the cover there, which is always nice. But yeah, the hell can you say about the Matrix? I think this is Keanu's best movie, although I think the John Wick movies are unbelievable action movies. This one's storyline is obviously on a different level. It's like, I don't know, just an amazing, well thought out, put together storyline. Red, blue pill, like, it's just unreal. Everybody does an excellent job. Lots of people in tight leather in this. Pretty funny. I've been told a few times that I look like Lawrence Fishburne, which I thought is hilarious to me. Because I wear glasses that kind of look like his. So a few family members have said that to me. You look like Lawrence Fishburne from The Matrix. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. I'll take it. But yeah, The Matrix. Solid from start to finish. Great soundtrack, great storyline, great acting, great freaking action set pieces. Just phenomenal stuff, to be honest. Like, you can't really fuck with The Matrix. It's like it's a landmark cinema achievement, in my opinion, for '99. So the end of the 90s here. This is like flawless. Perfect movie. 5 out of 5 for me on that one. And then my next one here, this was recommended when I did a live stream last week with Our Life in Horror and Frank on there. He recommended this. It was on his top 10 summer horror movies of all time, and so it was on Brendan's as well. And so I grabbed it right away. This is from Vinegar Syndrome's partner label. Which label is this? From their partner here. Gunpowder and Sky or something, I think. I'm not 100% positive. This is the first one by this label I've bought. Not Vinegar Syndrome, but partner labels. And yeah, they put it on their top 10, and to be honest, it's really good. I enjoyed it a lot. I would have liked it to be a little more horror in the first half of the movie. But I understand that they're building it up. But it's super 80s. It feels like a Stranger Things episode, basically. It's more graphic and dark. Has a great finish. Really solid everything. Solid sound, solid looking. Really awesome. I couldn't get the collector's edition. I just got the regular because the limited edition was sold out. But I'm fine with that anyway. Obviously, I love the limited collector's editions and stuff, but if I can't get them, I'm perfectly fine with just the case and the movie. I buy them to watch the movies. So as long as the movie's there, I'm good. So, yeah, Summer of 84. I don't actually think that this would have made my top 10 for that episode, because I liked it a lot, but my top 10 was filled with movies I think were better. So this would have been in my top 20 for sure. But yeah, check it out, Summer of 84. I had never heard of it until I did that episode and found out about it. As always, I had to buy her up right away. Next up here, this is another 4K. This is 300 on 4K. I just picked this up a couple of months ago. It was on sale. So I was like, yeah, I'll grab it. I already had the Blu-ray, which I normally don't do, but 300. Such a beautiful sound, beautiful looking, beautiful sounding movie. Gerard Butler's best role, in my opinion. Oh man, I kind of love everything about 300. Like, I know it's not 100% historically accurate and all that, but I love the way they display all the people. I just think everyone is absolutely solid. Michael Fassbender's really freaking good in this. I love the slow motion action scenes. But here's the thing, I only love them in this movie. Like, this should be the only movie that does the super slow down action scenes. But it created a trend, and lots of movies started doing it after that, which is a bit, I don't know. It's meant for this. And yeah, 300. Story of King Leonidas and how him and 300 Spartans held off basically like 500,000 Persians, and for as long as they could, and led to a massive uprising basically, and fought off the Persian Empire. But it's epic as shit. Music is phenomenal. It just feels like just a solid epic movie. And this 4K, it still looks like it did when it first was filmed. Like, the movie looks odd. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the type of, like, camera they use in this or whatever it's called, so I never looked into it. But it looks comic booky. So, and that isn't taken away with the 4K. This isn't, like, scrubbed super clean. It still looks like it originally did. Just sounds phenomenal, and the colors are a bit lit up more. Stuff like that. 300, yeah, another must grab. So Summer of '84, I would have given probably like a 3.5. And 300 for me is a 5. It's one of my faves. Next up here, I have Vampire's Kiss. This is from the MVD Rewind collection. One of Nicolas Cage's most outrageous, insane performances of his entire career. I hadn't seen this movie until I bought it about 8-9 months ago from MVD here. And I have to tell you that when I was watching it, I hated it for a while. Because his performance is so just quirky and like out to lunch and over the top. But then once the second half starts rolling and you start to get used to it, and then you realize that there's reasoning for why he's acting the way he's acting, and I ended up really liking this. Like, this ended up being like a 3.5 to 4 for me, when it was sitting at about a 1.5 for a while. But it really, I don't know, man. If you haven't seen this, I'm not even going to ruin it, but there is so many just insane scenes of Nicolas Cage acting. Unlike any acting I've ever seen, actually. It's just phenomenal stuff. And then it has a great storyline as well. Like, the storyline is really serious by the time you get to the end. So it's just filled with comedy and silliness. But by the time you get to the end, it's actually a quite serious movie. It's not a joke. It's pretty solid stuff. Definitely grab Vampire's Kiss if you don't have it. It's a rare gem. Especially if you're a Nicolas Cage fan like me. I got 2 left here. This is going to be a shorter episode today. Like I said, I was going to skip today because of my face, and then I said last week about how I took in my aunt's dog. Well, she went into heat, and it's turned my dog insane because my dog isn't fixed. And he's like, for the last 3 days, when we take him to bed at night, I've had to put him in a room with us while we sleep, and he is howling. Honest to God, last night he howled the entire night. I could not stop him. I got maybe half-hour sleep. Wife got a half-hour sleep. Like, it's just been a hell of a weekend. So yeah, I just booked an appointment. It's for 2 weeks from now to get him fixed, and I'm like, oh my God, like, fuck, 2 weeks of this? But yeah, so my episodes this week might be a little lackluster, but not in quality of titles I'm showing. Quality is going to be top-notch. Speaking of quality, my next one here, this is a newer movie. This is from Edgar Wright. This is Last Night in Soho on 4K. This is absolutely freaking phenomenal stuff. I love Edgar Wright. Matt Smith and Anya Taylor-Joy in this are excellent. But I love Edgar Wright's pretty much everything he's done is phenomenal. They're all, like, this is another 5 for me. And I just love the acting style. This Thomasin McKenzie, the lead actress here, puts on a hell of a performance with someone I've never seen in anything before. It's quite good and convincing. But this is like a ghost story thriller, noir. Very just unique. Like, I love how this 4K is beautiful too, by the way. I just love how gorgeous all the color palettes he's using are, followed by phenomenal lead performances and secondary performances. Just great stuff. Like, honestly, the storytelling's so good. Like, I've seen it 3 times now. This is my 3rd watch, and it gets better every time for me. Like, I just picked up on things that on this watch I didn't even realize the first 2 watches, and just great. Phenomenal. 5 out of 5. Definitely check out Last Night in Soho. And then my last piece for this episode. This is from 1940, and this is from the Criterion Collection. This is a Charlie Chaplin movie, The Great Dictator. This is, so far, of the Charlie Chaplin movies I've seen, this is my favorite one in the series. It's not a silent film. This was 1940. This has lots of stuff. This has a pretty damn thick booklet, about 30 pages. Lots of writing, cool comic-like art. All kinds of stuff that critics were saying about this movie. But this is a comedy slash like political statement warning about Adolf Hitler to the United States. It's just so freaking good. Like, you can tell it's extremely controversial feeling because but it's, I won't get into the controversy stuff because that's all storyline stuff that needs to be seen and felt when you're watching it, or you wouldn't probably have the same takeaway about how serious it gets in parts. Because Charlie Chaplin's slapstick humor is gut-busting funny in some spots, and like, frick, man, I was laughing hard right from the opening scene. Like, he gets, I'll tell you a scene, and it's not going to sound funny. You have to see it. But there's a scene where he is part of the German army. Or, fuck. Sorry, like I said, I'm tired. I'll just say he's part of the army. I think it might be the French army. But he's part of the army, and their machines aren't working. So he goes to jump into an aircraft shooter. One of the giant, like, things you sit in, and it has the huge cannon, and it shoots aircrafts, like an anti-aircraft cannon. And his chair won't, like, go properly, so the whole thing is, like, flopping upside down, and it ends up with him, like, upside down. It almost looks like the old ride, the Zipper at the carnival. By the time he's done, he's just, like, flying upside down, inside out, all different ways. Oh, man, it's just funny fucking humor. No one did it like Chaplin. Like, the guy can make you crack up laughing without even, like, saying a word. It's just phenomenal stuff. Legend. But yeah, and then this has a great political story. It's a pretty big warning. Like, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure, like, this was Charlie Chaplin made this movie as a statement to the U.S. Army in 1940, warning them about Adolf Hitler and if he keeps expanding in Europe, that he's going to be a serious problem, and that he already is one because he's killing tons of people. So it's kind of like him asking the government to do something about this. So, and he gives a great speech. This movie ends with the movie, like, ending, and then he comes on and gives a big speech at the end, just about peace and stuff, and it's really heartwarming. Just makes you feel good. But yeah, I'm going to tap out of this episode. I'm going to keep this one super short. But every single movie in this one, like, this is another 5 for me, Great Dictator. So every single movie here is an absolute must-grab. Must-have in your collection. And yeah, please take a chance on Great Dictator. If you're going to buy a Criterion, you're going to drop the money and check out Charlie Chaplin. I know there's some that are rated higher than this one, but check this one out. I bet you, like, I promise you, you won't be disappointed if you buy this. But yeah, that's my guarantee to you for this episode. As a matter of fact, you wouldn't be disappointed if you bought any of these, but you will not be disappointed if you're not a watcher, if you've never seen a Charlie Chaplin movie, and you have a little bit of an interest in just to see what he did. And this is definitely one that you'll find lots of enjoyment in. But yeah, I'll be back in a couple days. My next episode will hopefully be longer and more deeper and some better content in the next one. Not quality, obviously, because you can't get much better in quality than this stack. But I just didn't want to miss a day. So Tried to get this one out. Show off some nice, good stacker. But yeah, thank you for joining me. And I'll talk to you next time.